What's the deal, you? This your boy, Next Gen 720, and we're back with the weekly podcast. Big gamers, big picks. We love tricks. You know what it is. We're here live. We got a lot to discuss this week. We got a lot to talk about, so I'm not going to take up too much time. Talk to me, crap. Let's talk about this E3 thing and these leak lists. What we got going on here?
Okay, you want to talk about the leak lists first?
Um,
Which one do you want to talk about first? Because all three supposedly.
okay, let's take the least favorite. Let's take Nintendo.
Okay, so you want to talk about Nintendo's. Now, Nintendo's leaked list wasn't actually too impressive. There, hold on, I'll tell you in 1 second as I pull this up real quick. Nintendo's E3 list is supposed to be. It's not very impressive actually. 1 second, one damn second, as I pull this crap up.
Nintendo's, Sony, and Microsoft.
Well, yeah, I got the Microsoft one right here as well, but hold on 1 second as it's loading. Okay, the leaked Nintendo list is supposed to be for, okay, the Wii U, the new Zelda game they say is coming out. They're going to show the Smash Brothers game on Wii U and 3DS. The Monolith Soft game, X or Xenoworld, Bayonetta 2, the Yarn Yoshi Warriors, and Fatal Frame. They also say that there's going to be a new Retro Studios game, that it's a new IP, it's a sci-fi action adventure game, and there's going to be a trailer. There's going to be the new Miyamoto game. It's supposed to have a lot of the gamepad and the NFC gimmicks, which is like the stuff you use on the gamepad.
Mm-hmm.
Mario Party U, and the first trailer for the Pokemon fighting game from Namco.
Listen, I'm sorry. Wait, is that it?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, there's some 3DS stuff too, but I mean that's the big Wii U stuff or whatever.
So I was right. The reason why they're doing this pre-tape show is because they don't have enough content to fill up for 90 minutes. Looks like it. What do we have, about 5 games here?
Yeah, and it does say that there's a big surprise that's a Star Fox the reboot of the series or whatever, developed by Platinum Games, and there's going to be a trailer.
Oh, I'm sorry. How many games are those right there? How many?
Hold on, I'll tell you in 1 second. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11, possibly 12.
12 Wii U titles?
Yeah.
Wow.
Out of those 12 Wii U titles, how many have they already been showed? They gonna be in store? Bayonetta.
Okay, they've showed some Bayonetta. They showed the trailer for the game X. They've showed some stuff on Smash Brothers. They've showed a little bit of Hyrule Warriors and Yarn Yoshi, and they announced Fatal Frame already. And
Wait,
so far,
I think that Yoshi's out in Japan already.
Yarn Yoshi. No, they released Yoshi's World on the 3DS, but this is that Yarn Yoshi game.
Yoshi Yarn. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Roy, what you think about this list? What do you feel in your heart, in your soul, in your bowels?
Well, I think the new Zelda is going to be huge. Obviously, that's a big franchise. It's good for them to get
All
it out.
the franchises are big, though. In all fairness.
Well, yeah, I mean, but Zelda's a big one. I think the X game is going to be, probably good. So you got Zelda, the X game, and what was the Retro Studio game? I mean, I'm hoping that it's a Metroid game, but I doubt it.
You said a new IP aside these.
Yeah. Yeah.
You said a
he did say new IP.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a new IP from Retro Studios.
Well, the games that they have made have been really good. The Metroid games they did were really good, but they don't have enough content to fill up an hour and a half.
Okay, well, yeah, like I said before, when I said that, that's hate, but I'm like, because they don't have any really, that we know really, any third-party multi-plats or anything to show.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, they have a lot of. I mean, if you're a Nintendo fan, they have a lot of really, really good first-party games. People are going to buy Zelda. People are going to buy the Retro Studio game. They're going to buy that Monolith Soft game. But you need third-party.
You know what's crazy though, and I'm gonna fall back. I'll let Show and John attack this, but that Xenoblade or X is part 2 to Xenoblade, and we used to have 90 million with 100 million installed base.
Yeah,
they barely cracked 1 million units sold. So
that's pretty.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand about Nintendo. Oh wait, the X come out. You say wait, the X come out, but 95% of you didn't play Xenoblade.
Well, actually, the game wasn't released over here. It was ported.
I know, but when they came here, they still didn't buy it. I didn't.
I don't think it was that many copies released, and then it was like real hard to find.
No, they had it at GameStop, bro. They had make it, bro. I'm not. The reason I know about it so much is because I seen the Project Rainfall, you know, and they were everybody get online and sign a petition and all this shit here, and I believe GameStop was the only spot to have it.
Yeah, I mean, I bought it on the Wii.
GameStop was opening the game and trying to sell it for like double the price and all that.
Yeah, but that was after it took off. But then later, but when it first came out, like when it came out, I believe it was GameStop was the only spot to have it. And I remember the reason why it sticks in my mind so clearly because what's the motherfucking name? Seventh Level was teasing the Black Baron for not owning that game. That game ain't really become popular because he had rented the game from GameFly. He had rented this shit from GameFly, and the the Seventh Level was laughing like he didn't even go out and buy the game. The Nintendo fans were jumping up talking about the Xenoblade, how great it is, and 90% of them didn't even go out and buy the goddamn game. But but I'm sorry, but but you can take over. What do you feel about the list, though?
Dumb on me. I like you said, you basically hit the nail on the head, man. There's just not enough content, and they basically just spamming the same games that they've been rumored and showing for the last 3 years. It's really sad, to be honest, because we talking about they don't got enough games to fill the show. Hell, they ain't got enough games to fill the rest of the year. You know what I'm saying?
I don't, and even in all fairness, like probably on the show, you are more of a Nintendo fan than everybody on the show. And I said to you, until I put it in layman's terms, I was like, damn, how many games have Nintendo released thus far in 2014? We had Donkey Kong and Spider-Man. If I'm missing one or two, I'm sorry. And and I think the big how you say disconnect with the fans, with the young audience of Nintendo. Maybe their first Nintendo console may have been the Wii. And I feel kind of silly and maybe arguing with these guys back up the console. Like I'm telling you, like Nintendo's never had great. Yes, they did. Nintendo. Why do you think they were so dominant back in the NES and Super NES days? You know what I mean? Because they had great third-party support. Double Dragon. You know what I mean? A lot of you don't know what the fuck Double Dragon is. You know what I mean? Like Double Dragon, Double Dribble, Tech Bowl. The Castlevanias, Russian Attack, Contras. All those just launched on Nintendo's platform. They had great third-party support. I'm a troll because I want Nintendo to be great like they used to be. You know what I mean? That Mario shit and all that shit is only going to appeal to, let's say, a niche crowd. You know what I mean? It doesn't appeal to, non-Nintendo fans. You know what I mean? Like this whole Nintendo Direct thing, that's only for Nintendo fans. The average motherfucker don't know what a Nintendo Direct is. I didn't realize what a Nintendo Direct was until I came to this fucking community. I didn't know what the fucking Nintendo Direct was. I'm sorry. And when I say, again, that, and I don't want anybody to lose their job, no matter where you're at, people got families to take care of. But when I say that, but for them to take the stage and say they're going back after the fans that they lost to Microsoft and that they lost to Sony, I'm like, how are you trying to appeal to us when you don't even have, Game Invites is not mandatory on your console. The reason why is because, you're worried about, being transparent, trying to keep the predator, which is a cool, noble thing, but I think you should leave it up to the fucking parents to have, parental controls on their system. Maybe they can turn on voice chat or whatever the fuck the case may be. Don't punish the fucking masses. Now, I did a video a few days ago teasing Dr. Trey, but it was just, he did a video saying Nintendo fans, listen now, Nintendo, he did a video saying Nintendo fans, call your local Best Buys and demand a midnight launch for Mario Kart. Nintendo doesn't even do midnight launches for their games. Why? Because 99% of their install base are home tucked in the bed at 12 o'clock. You know what I mean? That's being real. So, he wanted us to, not us, but he wanted Nintendo fans to call Best Buy and demand to have, what do you call this shit, Mario Kart to be a midnight, launch release. And then, what I find out, that Mario Kart doesn't even have voice chat. It has game chat, and only in the lobby, and only if in your friends list. So I had to play the devil's advocate. I said, you know what? If I came home from work and I see my 5-year-old playing Mario Kart online, and she's talking, some grown ass man telling her to have their seat, I think I would feel some type of way. You know what I mean? Like, just being real. So I know why Nintendo probably didn't, took that feature from the game. But that's all their games mostly look like that. You know what I mean? Don't really have voice chat and all that. I don't know. I'm ranting again. I'm sorry.
That's the longest rant I've ever heard.
I'm sorry, but I'm just saying, bro. Hey, boy, you about to say, mate? Bro, you remember when Nintendo was great? They had all the fucking games.
Absolutely, and most of the reason why they were great was because of third-party games, and then their first party was really, really, really good. That's why it surprised me that it's easy if I worked at Nintendo to say, how could we dominate? Well, let's release a console with a lot of power that can get every third-party game, and we're going to have all these great first-party titles that we already have. That would sell a boatload of systems. But instead, they keep trying to differentiate with, and I understand differentiation is a great thing. It worked one time with the Wii, and it kind of worked by accident. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they tried to reproduce that again, and I don't think it was the right move.
They tried to catch lightning in a bottle twice, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the gimmick, you're right. Why the Wii was so successful, it wasn't 100 million gamers that bought that. It were non-gamers. That's their appeal to the non. My grandmother owns a Wii. My grandmother.
Yeah. I mean, if you have 100 million install base and first-party titles are barely selling 1 million, then obviously there's a problem,
Yeah, you know what I mean? But it Showstopper, you want to add something to that, or you don't?
Showstopper lagged out. He says send him a new link.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Show. I'm sorry, Show.
Yeah, but what I was going to continue on saying is, like, even with this list, how many of those games dropping this year? You get what I'm saying?
Well,
they really don't got no games out so far, but yet they showing like what 10 games, you know what I'm saying, and maybe 2 or 3 of them is dropping this year, and then the rest, you know what I'm saying, dropping next year and the year after that, because we already seen that it takes a while for them to put any games out. Look how long we've been waiting on Ben.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing though, and real shit. The reason, and Nintendo, and I blame this for them again because they're late to the HD party. Miyamoto came out and said that they didn't expect, because they wasn't used to making games in HD, so it kind of took them off guard, for far as making these games and stuff, They said they were sorry for not having their exclusives ready, because they went for like a year without before like anything really started to come out for the system or whatever. One thing with the first big game exclusive was with Pikmin 3. The system came out in November of 2012.
Okay.
It came out in November of 2012, and Pikmin 3 came out in the summer of 2013. I believe that was the first exclusive to come out from Nintendo. And if I'm wrong, I do apologize, but I believe that was the first exclusive to come out for the Wii U. And it may have been the summer, spring. It was like you had like 8 months with no exclusive. They didn't have their games ready, and they said, we apologize in the investment meeting, but they didn't expect making HD games took that long. But why is that? All you do is make games. Here you got Sony. They got all types of shit, doing what they doing, making $5,000 telescopes, no pun intended. And you got Microsoft. They do what they do, you know what I mean? But had you been with the times back when the Wii came out, you know what I mean? Not to say that you still could have did your gimmick with the motion control, but imagine how great the Wii would have been if they had the motion control and still been in HD. You know what I mean? Like, they would have stretched it down.
How about Sony? What are they doing?
Okay, Sony, their rumored lineup is kind of impressive. It's Uncharted 4. It's supposed to have a 3-minute trailer showcasing in-engine footage, which they do this a lot. They'll show it, and then it's not actually the game footage. It's just in-engine, which means they can render anything. It could be cutscenes or whatever, but it's supposed to be really good-looking graphics or whatever, with a release date set in 2015. It says Medium Molecule is going to show up their new title, and it's going to be for the Morpheus. And Medium Molecule are the ones that do Little Big Planet. So apparently, according to this leak, they're doing something for Project Morpheus. Gran Turismo 6, which was the PS3 game, is going to be ported over to the PS4. God of War teaser will be present. It's just going to be a CG teaser, and apparently they might be releasing God of War Ascension, which was out on the PS3 last year. They're talking about porting that over as well. Something called Killstrain, which is trademarked and related to Siphon Filter, which is a reboot for the PlayStation 4. Sony Bend is supposedly working on revamping the franchise. Wipeout is also going to make it to the PS4. Let's see, Quantic Dream. They have a trailer prepared. Supposed to be, could be for E3, but it also says it could be Gamescom. They're gonna watch. It says here that Sony's gonna watch Microsoft's presser earlier and gauge whether additional titles will be needed.
Hold on. Wait.
No, this is what this says.
Yo, but honestly, yo, listen, and I'm not even listening. I'm not even trolling, but that might be. The list might be true. They're gonna wait to see what Microsoft do. They come out with something.
Yeah, and this is exactly what it says. It says Sony will be watching Microsoft's presser earlier in the day to gauge whether additional titles will need to be slotted in to dampen hype.
Man, that's crazy.
Expect Dark Sorcerer-like visuals in real time. So Dark Sorcerer was that
Tech demo.
that tech demo, and Quantic Dreams does these games that aren't exactly games. So it's like easy to get a high level of graphics, quote unquote, because there's not really a lot of gameplay. It's like QTE, you know what I mean? Also, Ready at Dawn is supposed to show off the Order 1886 with the stage demo, and it says that that's going to be a title for 2014. Sony's expecting a lot on this title. It says Ninja Theory is working on a PS4 exclusive, possibly Heavenly Sword sequel, which was shelved for a number of years. Sony London will be at E3, their first AAA title in many years. Guerrilla Games bringing their RPG to E3. Sucker Punch is going to be bringing Infamous Second Son DLC. Sony Japan Studio is debuting 2 or 3 titles. According to them anyway. The Last Guardian, retooled for the PS4 with a possible 2014 release.
Again with the last.
Evolution is gonna show off Drive Club again.
That's a lot of titles. That's a lot of games.
Yeah.
List.
Yeah, that's basically about it. And the funny thing is, why I think that a lot of this is just kind of bullcrap, is this is all exclusive stuff, right? and we know for a fact that Sony is going to have the new Assassin's Creed up there. Yeah. They're going to have indies. They're going to do an indie sizzle reel or whatever, a showcase with indies. They're going to have Destiny up there, right?
Well, I mean, aren't these third-party games, Assassin's Creed and Destiny, going to be shown on Microsoft's conference as well?
Yeah, exactly. Everybody does third-party ones, but Sony always shows off the Ubisoft games, right? So they're going to show off another Assassin's Creed and Destiny because they have partnerships with Activision with Destiny and Ubisoft with Assassin's Creed. So they always show those games off at the Sony press conferences first.
Right.
Just like at Microsoft, it's rumored that they're going to show off Fallout 4 because they have a good relationship with Bethesda, and they'll have some kind of early DLC or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But if you look at all the titles that they're talking about here, it's just like a fanboy's wet dream. It's like every good IP that Sony has. I mean, they would be totally spent. They'd blow their entire load at this E3. They'd have nothing at Gamescom, nothing for next E3 because it's all would be talked about here. You got to save some stuff. Wow. And I have a
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I have a hard time believing that this is legitimate.
I think some of the stuff, if I chime in, I think, in all honesty, though, you're right. I should say, if that list is correct, or some of the stuff are correct on this list, kudos to them. I kind of call bullshit. They saying, what do you call it, Last Guardian? Because we haven't heard anything from the game. And a game like that, you got to hype for about a year. I gotta make sure in June the game comes out in November.
And it says, they're going to release it this year. Really? I don't think so. A game that's been in development for, 7-8 years, and you're just going to just throw it to the wolves real quick? That sounds kind of fishy to me.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you.
That's just rehashed.
Yeah, I kind of think that Microsoft and Sony, Microsoft knows that this is an important E3. I think everybody watching knows it's an important E3, and I know that Sony knows that. So That's why I think that this list may be accurate, because I know that you're saying maybe a year from now, what do they have to show? But I think that in their minds they have the knife in the back, and you either shove it in deeper, or the other person pulls the knife out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think. That's why I think that list may be accurate. I think maybe Sony,
That's a lot.
especially with I read an article where as soon as Phil Spencer got announced as the head, all of a sudden there's this little bit of panic because he's somebody that can actually relate to gamers.
Yeah.
As opposed to, it's easy to just laugh at and I still remember Matrix, Don
Big
Matrix. You know what I mean? It's so easy to just let those guys go out there and trip over themselves every E3. You don't have to do a lot of work to stay on top. I think with Spencer, they're going to have to work hard, and the knife's already in. So that's why I believe that they want to push it in deeper, and they're a little bit afraid that Microsoft's going to rip it out with Phil Spencer.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think that list, it might be accurate. And if it is accurate, it is an impressive list for E3.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, to me, thought showstopper. Give it to me. What you like, what you don't like. Talk to me. Yo,
What's that now?
I said, let me know what you like, you don't like. What's going on with the list? What you think about it?
That list is for Sony is pretty strong. I like it. So it's some iffies like with the Last Guardian and some of these other titles that I see that I don't know about. But if they come like that, that's a strong lineup for them. The mystery is what Microsoft is going to do. You know what I'm saying? What direction is they going to go? Is they going to show a lot of RPGs? They're going to show a lot of platformer games and things like that to kind of change the identity, because right now they are known as the shooter platform. So they gotta bring something different to cater to different type of fan base. And it started with Sunset Overdrive. That's a good different, even though it's still
Sony showstopper. You know what it calls? You talking about Sony? You talking about Sony?
Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, I'm comparing the two. If you let me finish. Let me finish, man. Goodness. But yeah, it's a strong lineup for them guys, man. So we'll see. That's basically what I say.
Hey, Doe, what's going on, Doe? You heard the list? What you think about the list, Doe?
About which list? Sony's?
What you think about the list?
About Sony list?
Yeah, Sony's here. Too good to be true.
I don't know, dude. I stopped listening when I heard they was bringing DLC to E3. I'm like, for real? That's how we doing it now?
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, you releasing DLC at E3? I thought it was about the games, not the DLC to a game.
Not the DLC.
Hey, listen, yeah, all right, you know what? All right, fuck it, man. Listen, let me tell you some real shit, yo, real guys, I'm my right-handed guy. I spoke to Crap and maybe even more, I think it was yesterday, day before yesterday. I said, listen, guys, and I didn't even think about them bringing DLC to I'm sorry, but I play this. If this list is indeed correct, I mean, a lot of great games. Me personally, I'd say, but if this list is correct, I think it really puts the pressure on Microsoft. Like, they named some big hitters. Maybe not me. I may not appeal to maybe Xbox. But
Hey, Sean.
Game,
Should be down here.
What is going on?
The Last Guardian, all that shit. Like, I don't know about all that, but they did bring, what they say, God of War and.
Well, they said they're gonna bring just a quick CGI of God of War 4, but that they're gonna probably re-release God of War Ascension on PS4 as well.
Can I mark that as an epic fail right there? You know what I'm saying? How you gonna release new games? You know what I'm saying? You re-release a new game. It's pointless. Shoot, I can just go get a PS3 and play it. What's the point of me getting a PS4 to play the same damn game? That don't make no damn sense.
Hey,
what is going on?
Showstopper. That's Showstopper.
Oh,
What's that?
That ain't show. That's Warrior.
That's World War.
Yeah, no, that's not me making noise.
That was Showstopper.
That was me. I was just grabbing a whole bunch of stuff.
What I was saying, if I did, you might remember, though, I did a video last year saying that did Sony should they have released God of War, The Last of Us, and beyond two consoles, so they had pushed that back for the PlayStation 4. You know what I mean? I know why they did it, because like I said, the install base wouldn't have been that big on the PS4, and they would have made more money releasing it on the PS3. But damn, I didn't think that they would re-release it again on the PlayStation 4. And I have mixed feelings about that. I didn't play The Last of Us, so what I mean, it depends on how it looks. I just don't want it to be. If it's built from the ground up and it looks great, according to Philway, I'm sorry, I'm shout out to him. I spoke to him in depth Friday, Saturday, and he told me that he's supposed to be the Sony insider, that that he has intimate knowledge, information about. Not cool dude though. That the cutscenes inside of The Last of Us, the cutscenes that we've seen on the PlayStation 3, those are going to be the character models on the PlayStation 4 version.
Yeah, that was a story though online. I mean, you could have linked to that. They actually released that information.
I didn't read it. I'm just saying the first time I heard it was news to me. That's what the hell he told me. I don't know if he was the source of the leak. I don't know. But if that is the case, if the cutscenes are the character models in the PlayStation 4, take my money now. That's dope. Like I said, I didn't ever play the game, so it's a plus. But I did play God of War Ascension.
Yeah, so did I.
You know what I mean? And I don't think, as gamers and as a whole, regardless of what platform that you play on, fellas, you know what I mean? If we don't stand together, we fall for nothing. Like, I mean, they're re-releasing shit. Like, you buy a next generation console for a next generation experience. Me playing, and just by them sticking 1080p on it, that doesn't make it a next generation experience. And I hope this generation does not fall for this shit here. We just put a stick on and say 1080p, and that would be, make it the next generation, experience.
Yeah. Another thing to just point out real quick about this is these shows are only 90 minutes long. That's a lot of content for a 90-minute show, and that's in addition to this thing says that they're going to announce big titles for the Instant Game Collection, a segment on Project Morpheus. There's a segment on the Sony Entertainment Network and the reintroduction of PlayStation Now. Price drops for the PS3 and the PlayStation Vita. Several downloadable titles and HD collections for the Vita and things like that. So this is a lot of content, far more content than what could fit in a hour and a half show.
Yeah.
Just in my opinion. I mean, I wouldn't doubt if you're going to see some of this stuff. Probably some of this stuff will be out. They'll say 2015 if this is accurate. I mean, it's promises basically.
You know what I think is a bad idea. When you read that story about how Sony said that they were going to watch Microsoft's press conference and judge whether they needed more games to show to soften the hype.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I don't get why Microsoft doesn't go second. I mean, they're the ones that need to have a big E3, right?
Hey, Worry, I'm just being real. Honestly, though, I don't think that they can.
Nope.
I don't think they can. I think that it's more of, that Sony's been. I'm sorry, be honest. Sony's been in the gaming before Microsoft, and
yeah, but I mean, it's all money. You know what I mean? If
I don't know.
Go second,
I don't know the rules, but Microsoft is always going first since they, since I remember. I didn't really start. I'm not lying, but since I've been following a fan of Microsoft, I've always known them to go before Sony.
Look, let's play worst case scenario. Microsoft goes out, blows the doors down with all these games. The most Sony can do is the same thing they were already going to do because they plan these shows so far in advance. They might have an extra game or two that they're going to show, but they're still going to be snarky. They're still going to be smarmy about 1080p or the best experiences or how many units they've sold because they're playing the sales game, the resolution game, while Microsoft is playing video games. You know what I'm saying? So, eventually, gamers have to catch on, at least some of them. And I think that's why Microsoft can't be afraid or worried about what Sony's going to do. They go out there, do their own thing, show these amazing games, tell people, hey, this is why you should get an Xbox One, and then get the hell off the stage and just let people go. And
yeah, I didn't mean that they were worried.
And just to add to that crap, you can't worry about it. If you got great games, there's really nothing to worry about. You know what I'm saying? So it's confidence that I see Phil Spencer. He very confident. I don't see it being a problem with.
Hell, I mean, the name of their show is Game On.
Yeah, so I'll see it. Gamers want to see the games. It ain't about the one up or somebody trying to do something, you know, to sneak and get an advantage. If that's how the games they want to play is, they're going to keep falling like they're doing right now. So, you know, the games speak for itself. So I can't wait to see the games.
Yeah, you're right about that. But I think, for the record, I hope Sony has a great show. I'm a gamer at the end of the day. I want them to have a good show. I have no interest at all in watching Nintendo, so
you know what's interesting? They both.
I want to see that new Zelda, though. I honestly do. I want to see how it looks.
I say that because I'm not gonna buy a Wii U, so I don't give a fuck what it can. I don't care. It's just $100 right now. Probably you had two in Sears. They with the Mario Land bundle. My Sears had them for $100 last Saturday before last. You know, I'm not gonna do it. But I'm sorry. Somebody was saying something somewhere. Where? Who was talking? Somebody.
Yeah, I was gonna say what's really great is that they both know that they have to have a great show. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, wherever you are on the fence with this whole nonsense, they both know they have to bring it, and that's what's great about having competition. You know?
Yeah. Thanks for you. Oh well. I don't know. All right, what we got from Microsoft?
Okay, now Microsoft was kind of interesting. It says that, you know, and this is one of the things that the first thing on this is one of the things that really kind of make me think, well, probably not 100% accurate, because it says Rise 2, and it says the brawler from Crytek takes place in medieval era and has a main character that might appear in late 2016. I don't think you show Rise 2 like 8 months after the first one released and then set it for a release date 2 years from now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't think you do that. But okay, so they say Rise 2, and they say the Forza Horizon 2 sequel from Playground Games, which will be an open world racing experience that allows players to explore the states of Louisiana, Mississippi, New Mexico, Texas, and Arkansas. A full day-night cycle, real-time weather and present, and the campaign. Single player lasts around 80 hours, and it's like cloud-enabled, cloud computing and things like that. They say 343 Industries will confirm Halo 2 Anniversary, which includes revised visuals as well as the mechanics from Halo 1 Anniversary and a multiplayer with bonus unlockables and maps. Halo 5 will get a release date at the show. They say that Rare will reveal that it's working on 2 major projects in the form of reboots for Battletoads and the Perfect Dark franchise. Battletoads will be offered as a downloadable experience, much like Killer Instinct, while Perfect Dark is going third-person action-adventure like Uncharted. Epic Games will confirm that it's making a game based on the Samaritan tech demo that we all saw. We all saw the Unreal 4 demo. This is going to be an Xbox One exclusive as Microsoft is publishing the title. It says Black Tusk Studio will debut a cinematic teaser for the new Gears of War Lazarus, which sets the stage for the reboot of the series. Quantum Break will show off its improved visuals and will debut in November of 2012. Sunset Overdrive is going to receive a late August or early September release date. Plenty of multi-platform games, Fallout 4, The Division, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and all these will have some kind of exclusive time DLC or whatever. And it says Microsoft is going to confirm the Games for Gold program, which allows Gold members to download 1 major retail game per month and 1 digital game from a choice of 2 different titles on Xbox One.
Yeah.
Who want to go first? Anybody? Pick straws.
I just don't. Me personally, I don't trust that list. You know, reason why I say I don't is because it's a lot of it's a bunch of older like remakes. You know what I'm saying in there, and it just don't fit Phil Spencer's character. You know what I'm saying? The style of games and the vision that he's talking about. Like when I listened to his interview, he was real big on platformers, RPGs, and a lot of other little things like that. But you know, we seeing some of that. It's like sprinkled, but it's not like what I'm thinking he's going to do. So I will rather wait than jump to conclusion and believe his list. I will just wait. Because he said he had surprises. You know what I'm saying? He unannounced game that was worked on in Japan. We ain't heard nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of other things that's just left out of there. So
you don't think the Battletoads a surprise?
it could be, but
You mustn't play Battletoads, dude. That's
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
That's a big deal.
that's a real big deal. You know, for Battle, that's epic. Like that's just as big as like the shock when they announced Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
Like, that's a
We'll
classic.
see.
That's a classic. Okay. Hey, Doe, you want to add something to that, Doe? Hello.
You know, I've been muting my mic, man, because I got a bunch of sounds going on back here. I'll be unmuting. But I don't know how unlegit it sounds. You know, I'd rather just wait and see. But if they actually bring all of that forth, what they actually talking about, sure, it'll sound like they're gonna have a damn good show. Especially with just knowing the release of Halo 5. That's huge. That is real huge, man. And I definitely want to see how that Sumerian game gonna look.
Yeah, that's a Marion game.
Oh man, that thing gonna be awesome, man.
On that warrior never did that shit before. That's American demo was
Hey guys, let me say something real quick, okay? Because I was looking at this. It was like this other thing was basically a rundown of this stuff. Now, it says that Good Science Studios is working on this Kinect-only game called Echo Black, and the game is controlled via the use of Kinect, and it's like an adventure game, and it's like a draw adventure game or whatever. It says Twisted Pixel is also going to show off their new game, which is set in a sci-fi fantasy world or whatever. It's a 2.5D platformer. Lionhead Studios is going to have a brief gameplay of Fable Legends, and then they're going to show their brand new IP with a teaser of the next project, which is a post-cataclysmic Earth decimated by egg-shaped objects, possibly aliens. So we know that Lionhead is going to show off Fable Legends and talk a little bit about that and their brand new IP, right? Frontier Development, who did they did Connectables on the first 360, they did Zoo Tycoon. They're working on a family-friendly Kinect title or whatever. Phantom Dust is also a rumor that's supposed to be being worked on right now. This is supposed to be a prequel to the original, and so they're going to show that off. Let's see. There's supposed to be a secret Japanese game from Platinum Games, and it's a Beautiful Joe action-like beat-em-up codenamed Rug Puddle. And this is part of a multi-game deal with Microsoft to publish other titles in the future as exclusives. Leap Experience Pioneers were announced. Their games, which look like third-person shooter RPG hybrid set in a sci-fi universe, looks very Mass Effect inspired, coming 2015. Let's see. Platform Next Games is a new studio. They will be presenting an unnamed tech demo based on an upcoming project similar to Black Tusk's demo last year, which appears to be set in either an ancient or fantasy settings. Let's see. Microsoft will announce the date of when retail units can be activated as development kits. It will be before October 2014. Crackdown Skyline coming 2015, which is the new Crackdown game, open world. I believe that's the game that we saw the demo when they were showing cloud computing. So I believe that's something impressive. Also, Lift London will be showing 2 projects, and they've apparently been working on a couple of these projects for a while now. Let's see, Rare, like I said, Perfect Dark. They're going to show off some Halo 5.
What about Fable? Anything about Fable?
Yeah, Fable Legends is supposed to get a new trailer and information.
Hope some gameplay.
They're supposed to be announcing possibly a beta this year for that as well. So
the game doesn't come out in 14. It's coming out in 15.
So they definitely supposed to be showing that Halo 2 Anniversary Edition.
They're going to show Halo 2. It's saying that Halo 2 is going to come out this year, but they're going to show something from Halo 5 with a release date for Halo 5 as well.
Right.
So if you remember back a couple years ago when they showed a quick trailer of the Halo CE Anniversary, right? They showed a trailer of that, and then at the end of the show, they showed the trailer for Halo 4. It's probably going to be something similar, but I got a feeling they're going to have to show some kind of gameplay for Halo 5, some kind of kick-ass trailer. Now, I remember back a couple years ago when they did that, 10-minute stage demo of Halo 4. That looked amazing.
Oh, crap. Didn't you say they're supposed to tease us with some Gears of War stuff too.
Yeah, Gears of War CG
See,
trailer.
remember, I said that in the podcast, and everybody thought I
I
was
wasn't
crazy.
100% sure that they
Everybody
would,
thought I was crazy. I'm like, man, they can tease us with some Gears,
but
man.
what's it going to hurt at the end of the day to get
Mhm.
people excited? You know what I'm saying? And like I said,
Exactly.
that might just add on to the excellent nature of their show, and you know, it's a little bit of an added advantage over Sony or what Sony might have, because people are going to say, wow, they got Halo, they got Gears, they got Fable, they got Forza, they got
Hey,
these
let me
new
ask you.
games.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think they're going to drop the price?
Yeah, I think they're going to drop
Yeah,
$100.
yeah. I definitely think they're gonna drop the price
Yeah.
at
I
this
do too.
50.
Hold on. The thing. Hold on. Let me get this out. Do y'all think that the PlayStation will get a new look PlayStation come out? You know what I'm saying?
Not this soon. I don't think this soon.
They ain't got
They
the
need, oh man, they need to, man. They need to adjust the way that thing look, man. That thing
money. They selling shit. Them motherfuckers selling. They ain't got to do nothing but get some games.
the heat box. I don't want to buy that shit in their current state. But go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry,
sorry.
y'all war.
Hey, you said the current state. God damn.
I mean, I have a PlayStation 4. It doesn't get hot at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I know I don't. You know why I don't get out? Because you ain't been playing. Ain't no game.
And then they ain't had nothing really pushing it for real.
Man, no, they showed that thing when they open it up, and I see how that thing is built. Man, there ain't no way you can keep that thing cool, man. It's built horrible, you know.
I think though you would have heard about some failures by now. You know what I
Well,
mean?
they were at
So
launch.
you have heard about failure.
There's been a lot of failures with the PlayStation 4 and that overheating. It gets a red line of death. Ask Yoshida.
Yeah, no.
No, don't ask me.
Yeah, but
That's what they
nah,
gonna say. No, don't ask me.
No.
they had a lot of launch. It was from the HDMI port. The motor wasn't connecting. You know what I mean? I was scared as hell. Like, god damn, that was the thing around. They wasn't with the HDMI port. You know what I mean? But other than that, what do you think about the games? Warrior Ward?
Yeah, I think it sounds like a good show. I kind of agree with Showstopper that some of the stuff really doesn't sound like something that Phil Spencer would show off at this E3. I mean, he seems to be pretty focused on coming in and just blowing everybody's mind.
Yeah.
If they were to show a Battletoad?
Well, Battletoads is big, but it's big for hardcore gamers, and he's going to show that. But I mean, like some of the other stuff that.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm asking you a question for you.
Okay, yeah, Battletoads is big, but some of the other stuff that was mentioned, I don't think that he would put in the show at the expense of some other things. Like I think they're going to have a first party RPG that's really big.
But you gotta realize it too, Warwick. They got the Japanese. I think anything RPG related, we're gonna get that to Tokyo Game.
Yeah. I just when I talk about this stuff, I'm not talking about Japan at all because I don't think no matter what they do, the Japanese are going to buy.
But you must see the new.
They're gonna show some stuff for them because they got they got to release before the Tokyo show.
Well, they have to show stuff for that market. What I'm saying is, I just don't think that the Japanese are going to buy any American video game console.
The new survey, they took the survey.
Well, China. You're talking about China.
No, this is in Japan.
Hey.
Okay. What was the survey? I didn't see that.
It was like.
Are they planning to get the Xbox One? They're interested in the multitasking, the Windows 8, the new and improved Connect. It was like 50, like shockingly.
57% said it was gonna get it.
And listen, you gotta realize this too, honestly though, and I'm gonna fall back. Sunset Overdrive. I didn't realize, bro, that game is gonna be huge. That was a game that wasn't even on my radar.
I didn't even think about it either, Ness G.
When I saw that game, it really fucking blew me away. Like,
you know something? What I didn't hear us talk about this. Let me interject this right here. We didn't say nothing about Quantum Break. They gotta be showing some more.
No,
I
did. I mentioned Quantum Break. It's releasing in November, it says, of this year, and they're going to show off. They've reworked the visuals, and they look even better than what we saw. And also, hey, Wari, they also said that there's going to be a RPG that looks very Mass Effect third-person shooter-ish. You know what I'm saying? That's going to come out next year. And also Phantom Dust, which is a game that Phil Spencer likes a lot. And also Lionhead Studios' new RPG as well, having to deal with aliens or whatever. So I think that those are possible RPGs or whatever. You're going to see maybe a couple of those, I think. And those are new IP. or one of
Yeah.
them, at least one or two of them, is going to be new IP. So
Yeah.
All right, I'll take a crack at it. As far as the list, I hope, even like I said, I hope from both them, well, both Microsoft and Sony, that they're close to what they, I think a lot of it may be educated guessing. You know what I mean? I don't know. You got to realize this too. Last year they did the pre-leaked E3 list, for both companies, and they were just about dead on the money. I don't know how they got the leak, or you never know. It might be fucking Microsoft and Sony leaking this shit. You know what I mean? They talked about Rise, they talked about Titanfall and all that shit before they came out.
Yeah, they're trying to build some hype going into E3. That's what I'm thinking.
They're probably seeing how we react to it. If Microsoft, tell me, bro, if they come out, I'm 36 years old, they come out with that motherfucking show, Battletoad, that's Epic takes the fucking stage and they have something, part of their Samaritan demo or something like that, that's going to be fucking huge, you know what I mean? Of course, if they show, don't get me wrong, when you show CGI is for E3. That's for the audience, that's the wilder crowd, you know what I mean?
you hype them up.
Everything, you show the CGI, that's to get the fucking woo 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 woo. That's to get the fucking everybody juices flowing. You know what I mean? There's no brainer about the Quantum Break. We're gonna see that shit. Like I said, Sunset Overdrive. I wasn't expecting that. That's something.
You know why that? I'm sorry not to cut you off, but you know what's interesting is that they already showed Sunset Overdrive, and that's a big game. So if they were confident enough to already show that and not hold it back for E3, then they must have a lot of things for E3.
Yeah.
Well, they
already said that. They said
they are going to show it.
Stuff to just fit in this E3 right now.
That's why I don't have confidence in that list, for real.
Hey, they are going to show some more Sunset Overdrive. They haven't talked anything about the co-op or multiplaer or how it's using the cloud. Apparently, it's going to use
but to even show it.
They did show it off. Yeah, obviously.
When is Gamescom?
I don't know exactly when Gamescom
I think it's in September.
I know it's later in the year.
Tokyo.
Let me just say, I would hold off on buying Sunset Overdrive until we find out what the resolution is.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, shots fired.
Let me ask you guys a question. This honestly, and somebody, if you guys if you guys are not a part of the Facebook group, bang bang, go there and check it out. A local guy, his name Lewis, posted in his local GameStop. It's like fucking 12 views returned fucking PS4s after Microsoft showed that what do you call that shit? That Sunset Overdrive.
Sunset Overdrive.
No, for real.
Yeah.
Listen, that really if you was thinking about getting the Xbox One, honestly though, if you're thinking about getting the Xbox One, you know what I mean, and and you were on the fence, if you was a Sony dude, I think that swayed a lot of customers, even far more than probably Titanfall. Honestly,
let me be honest. I'm starting to see more comments like this. Like you'll see GameSpot or IGN post something about a new game coming to PS4, and then it's some indie game, and people are like, "Really, another indie game? Xbox is getting Sunset Overdrive or Titanfall." They're like, "I like indies, but come on, where's the real games?" You know what I mean? I'm starting to see this more and more, and it's not trolls. These are actual PlayStation 4 owners that are starting to get a little bit ticked off about this, because what happens is you can say, hey, 1,000 indies is great, but how many of these are going to be any good? You're getting all this shovelware.
But crap. They're still games, bro.
Yeah, they're still games, it's true, but if they're
still games.
Hey, well, let's look back at the Wii. Let's look back at the Wii. That thing had a lot of games, but if all of them were stinky shovelware, who cares?
You know what? Hey, you know what's crazy is now it's what I've said before, and that's starting to ring true. When you go buy a next generation console, now we go over the DRM shit, and that's substituted, but subsided. I'm sorry. And when you go inside, you don't think what you can download. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna download that Pac-Man down. You think about games that you can buy across the counter. You're not thinking about what you're going to make and download the fucking marketplace. You know what I mean? Out of sight, out of mind. You know what I mean? Not saying that all fucking indie games are trash, but I'm being real. I buy a next generation console. I want some next generation games, and maybe because of Sony's library, I don't even need a PlayStation 4 to fucking play. And I'm not, trolling. It's the God's honest truth. You know what I mean? Like that's fucking back to Sunset Overdrive. That is fucking huge, man. I think that's probably maybe bigger than fucking Titanfall.
You know why the possibility that it could be bigger than Titanfall? is because it has a strong single player element, and it's also supposed to have a strong multiplayer element. So, games that do both. If I had to say there was one fault with Titanfall, it's the fact that they cut out the single player element. And a lot of players like that, even though maybe not you guys. Like myself, I play Call of Duty campaigns first. I play Halo campaigns first before I jump into the multiplayer, because that's just how I am. You get to feel the weapons and
it's an exclusive.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though they're publishing it, it's still exclusive. They didn't publish Titanfall, and obviously Titanfall at some point is going to be third party. It already is third party, but it's going to be on both systems.
Right. Yeah, probably the sequels. Yeah, I would imagine that Microsoft isn't going to put out. My only hope for that is
the second one.
My hope for that is, though, don't mess it up and with the server situation. Sony doesn't have the servers. As long as the Microsoft version still use Azure, then I'm fine with that. But don't gimp it for everybody just because it's going to go multi-platform and they want to make more money.
I don't think they will. I don't think they will after doing the first one using Azure.
Well, hey, but next gen, I think you forgot to tell everybody Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, people. Make sure you tell your family Happy Mother's Day, man.
Happy Mother's Day. And also, too,
I know that Zaire's running around everyone's grandma's house.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he is.
He forgot to tell his women Happy Mother's Day, man. He dead wrong for that, man.
You know what? In all honesty, and it's also Happy We Homosexual Day. Shout out to Dr. Trey and all them jokers. Want to, fuck a hooker and eat Princess Peach out. Shout out to all those guys. Those motherfuckers hate me. We got anything else we want to talk about today? What else we got up there? We got
quite a bit to talk about actually. Yeah, we got okay. So Destiny, which is the big game. Destiny, the big game from Bungie, as you guys know. Apparently, this game is costing $500 million in development costs, which means it needs to sell at least 15 million copies to even break even. And that's a lot considering. Although it is spread across 4 consoles: Xbox 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation 4, and possibly PC later.
That's why I said
dude, people just aren't that hype for Destiny from what I've been seeing, man. People aren't really that.
I can tell you the PlayStation fans are hyped because even though that Bungie is shit, Halo shit, Bungie shit, Halo shit, Bungie shit, Halo shit, and then all of a sudden Bungie's awesome! Yay, Destiny! It's coming to PlayStation! Woo!
Well, let me ask you a question. The Bungie team that's working on Destiny, most of the ones that worked on Halo stayed behind with 343.
A lot of them did, yeah. Like Bungie right now is like a totally different animal. Even Joe Staten, who's like the head writer and stuff, he's back with Microsoft. I mean, you see when you have that unlimited checkbook and all the support and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then when that fails, it's a lot different. Now they're like on this 10-year contract with Activision, and I think that. What is it? I mean, we still don't know what it is. It's not a first-person shooter like Halo. The multiplayer isn't even unlocked when you buy the game. It's not an MMO.
When I watched the gameplay video that they released, I immediately thought of Borderlands. Did you?
Yeah, like a Borderlands kind of game. Yeah, I could see it being like that. But they're saying there is a multiplayer element. We just don't know much about. I don't know what the game's trying to be. I think they're going to try and clear it up at E3 a bit. But who knows? At this point, I had a lot of hype for it, but at this point, I don't even know, what I'm saying, if I'm going to end up getting it. I have it pre-ordered on Xbox One, but I don't know if I'll buy it.
What's the release date for it?
What's what?
The release date for it?
September 9th, I think, or 13th.
That's right here.
Yeah.
I haven't been seeing any gameplay videos. That's right here.
Nope. You should have been some type of hype around it. I mean, it ain't nothing.
Sony fans are probably looking. I think Sony fans are looking for it more than actual Microsoft fans. I think some Microsoft fans feel a little slighted, like fuck Bungie. You know what I mean? I'm a fucking fanboy because I said when it was rumored that Epic might put, Epic. Remember last year that Sony and Epic were tweeting each other like, yeah, you guys can play Gears. I said, man, if they fucking put Gears on the PlayStation, I wouldn't buy that shit. I'd never buy another fucking Gears of War again. I think some fucking Xbox fans are feeling a little slighted by Bungie, And actually, too, they talking about, the Sony supposed to be the PS4 supposed to be the lead platform, and they supposed to get all this extra.
Yeah. But it's not really Bungie. You know what I mean?
Well, it's Activision, but Bungie,
I mean, even the people working at Bungie aren't the same people that did Halo. They're still with Microsoft.
I know that, but how you say, you said you said it earlier, but the name Bungie.
Look. I'll say it like this. All right, I maybe would have been a little bit upset if it was I would be totally pissed if it was Halo or Gears going on to. But for just a new IP, I don't really care. I think that it's good in the fact that Bungie was creative and had this idea a long time ago, and Microsoft most likely wouldn't let them do it. So I still get to play it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's great, and I can still play that, and I still get my exclusive Halo. You know what I'm saying? So
what engine are they using for it?
I think they developed their own in-house.
Yeah, it's an in-house engine.
What engine does Halo use?
Oh, Halo uses the in-house engine.
Okay. Now,
well, the funny thing is 343 got better use out of that and optimization than Bungie did.
They did. Halo 4 is probably the best looking one in the series, but Halo 4 is a beautiful looking game. But let me ask you a question. Now, you said it's rumored it's $500, right? So $500 million.
Yeah.
And I didn't know. I'm sorry that they were releasing on the PS3 and the 360.
Yeah, they could do it then. They might be able to do that.
They got to supposed to do though. If you're saying it's a 3-part, game or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, they're supposed to come out. Their deal with Activision is a new game every other year and an expansion pack. So this year will be Destiny, and then next year will be a big expansion pack for Destiny, and then the year after that will be Destiny 2. And then another expansion pack. So they're supposed to be cranking out a lot of DLC and expansion packs and games in this deal with Activision.
Yeah, so they're probably looking at that $500 million as a long-term investment.
Yeah. I mean, look, they're saying this is going to be bigger than the biggest new IP ever, is what they're saying.
Yeah, but maybe.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. That's crazy.
Look at it like this, Ward. But what if they don't make the $500 million back off the first Destiny? But they're gonna make money off the expansion pack, and then they got Destiny 2 or whatever. They probably gonna use the same engine.
Right, they're releasing on a bunch of different platforms, and they're releasing DLC and expansion. So all that added up.
Also, I have to say that they're running this off servers, which aren't cheap, and they're not running off Microsoft servers, so they got to pay for their own, which are quite expensive. So that has to be accounted for as well.
Okay, their deal isn't with EA, right? It's Activision.
It's Activision, yeah.
Yeah, I would say, if it was EA, I wouldn't worry about it. But now that it's Activision, it's going to cost a bit of money,
Yeah.
EA has deep pockets.
Yeah, I'm shocked. And they're running with Activision, and Activision don't even use dedicated servers.
Who's Activision's parent company? Was it Universal? Who's their parent company?
I think it's Universal.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they're probably bigger than EA. They was trying to sell Activision for a couple $1 billion.
It was $8 or $9 billion.
Jesus. I'm like, damn, Microsoft buying, but that's.
You know what? I was thinking that too, but then I was like, well, they could have really done something with Call of Duty, but then it would have made more sense to keep Call of Duty multi-platform and make that money back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what do you do? And then you look at Skylanders. That shit gets like a couple billion a year.
Yeah, right. For those kids and shit, those shit. That's one thing that they got going for them. That Skylander, they got that Skylander shit.
Dude, they turned down Skylanders.
Ooh, Microsoft?
Nintendo. They went to the creators of Skylanders went to Nintendo and was going to be a Nintendo Wii exclusive, and Nintendo turned them down.
Yeah, they turned them down.
Man, Nintendo, man, who else, man? They dummy. Oh my fucking.
I always see kids buying that Skylanders figures. I don't know how the game works, but I think when you buy different characters or something.
Yeah, you put them on this portal, and then
it's kind of like Pokemon.
Yeah, you level them up or whatever. It's kind of interesting.
As a matter of fact, it was just a new for the new one for the Xbox One.
Yeah, it's a yearly game franchise too, just like Call of Duty. So.
Oh wow! Okay, go figure. But but anyway, if you guys want to add showstopper or Del, you want to answer about Destiny? You guys want to say anything about it?
I spoke my piece while he was speaking, so I'm good.
What else we got up there?
Okay, we already talked about the potential rehashes or whatever for the PlayStation 4. I mean, I'd be curious to think what you guys think. I mean, I think we already kind of covered the it's possible that God of War Ascension, Gran Turismo 6, and maybe even what the hell is that game by Quantum Dream? Yeah, that those games might all come to the PlayStation 4 this year, which I think is kind of a mixed blessing. Maybe some people didn't play it, but at the same time, if you have played them and you bought a PS4, you might be a little bit pissed off that you're just getting last-gen ports.
Yeah, it depends on how much they are. You know what I mean?
$60.
Yeah, I mean, did they say that they're all going to be 60?
Yeah, last of us is $60, man.
Yeah,
I mean, I could see doing it. I could see doing it with a game that's people loved a long time ago, but something that is maybe 8 months old is a bit rough.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you guys, what do you guys feel about the elephant in the room? Grand Theft Auto 5 being ported over to both the PS4 and the Xbox One. What do you guys?
I think it'll happen. I think it's going to happen. I mean, I don't know why, because they already sold a billion copies.
It's business. I didn't play it, but it's a business.
I ain't play it.
Well, to be honest with you, people for the PC been waiting on that game forever, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna release another version of it.
But shit, when the PC people buy it, they probably bootleg this shit.
That's what I said. I was like,
They still been waiting for it though.
It on the PC.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about Grand Theft Auto? How everybody's up in arms about graphics and power. Grand Theft Auto 5 to be able to run on a 360 and a PS3, that was impressive.
That game is
a game like that.
It's a beautiful game.
Hey, I'll be the first
what
one
more?
yeah.
What more do you need? What more do you need? If you can play games like that, then is it really that big a deal if you're missing a couple horizontal lines of resolution? You know what I mean?
Oh, you got a couple of jaggies.
I mean, to me it isn't, but I mean, I can see why people get upset about it. But a game like that on the 360 was amazing.
No, I cannot agree with you on that. What for the simple fact, if you enjoy a game, what does it matter that it doesn't look great? You know what I'm saying? Super great.
How are you disagreeing with me? That's what I just said.
No, that ain't what you just said at the end. I can't remember.
No, I said that if you get a game that looks that good,
yes,
and they can make that game run on the 360 and the PS3, right?
Yes.
Now imagine 5 years from now, what's going to be on the Xbox One and the PS4? A third-party game that looks that good. Why would it matter to you if you're missing a couple horizontal lines of resolution? It wouldn't matter. That's what I said.
Oh, okay. Now here's the thing. I didn't play it, and not to be a hypocrite, and I'm taking myself out of the equation.
No, I played it.
I didn't play. I didn't buy Grand Theft Auto because it came out too soon to the release of the next generation consoles. I know wouldn't play it. But I'm giving Sony shit for doing it, like, goddamn. And I want to play Grand Theft Auto, but, again, there are probably some Sony fans that didn't play Last of Us and all this stuff. I just don't want, it's just us, period. Don't re-release it. Give it to us for $30. They posted we're doing also, too, the Mass Effect series, 1, 2, and 3. They're supposed to be releasing those on next generation console. But if they're going to do 1, 2, and 3, it's probably going to be $1 for $60.
Yeah, it's going to be a trilogy. They're going to put them all together.
These companies shouldn't sell those games for $60. What I'm saying, give it to us for 35, 40, or something. Not 60.
Yeah, I guess it depends. I mean, I can see why you would want them, and I can see why you wouldn't want them. But it's basically, it's not like you have to go out and buy them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. You don't have to. You don't have to. You're absolutely right about that.
It's just how I look at it, it's a whole lot of filler, bro. A whole lot of filler.
It is filler. I mean, do you guys think that possibly, all right, listen.
My goodness.
Do you guys think that possibly, okay, we all wanted these new consoles, we were thirsty for them or whatever, and we all bought them. But the more I think about it, the more I think I could have waited, and a lot of people can wait.
No, you
because
you got to have extra day one. You couldn't.
Yeah, I know. I had to, right? Because that's how I am. But I can also see how people could wait and would maybe even benefit by waiting. Because if you look at it, all right, look at the quality of games that were coming out on 360 and PS3 still. Like it was like Splinter Cell, which I'm playing through that, the new one, Blacklist on Xbox 360 right now. I picked it up really cheap.
Yeah.
It's really good. I played South Park: Stick of Truth. On 360, that's really good. And you have a lot of these big games. Like it's like until they stop supporting the old generations, we're not going to get these great experiences or the big reasons to upgrade like we have in previous generations. It's kind of holding it back.
If you're a person that hasn't bought the PS4 or the Xbox One yet, you're really in the best position for the middle of this year and the end of this year to go out and buy one. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you're going to be able to go up and pick up those launch titles for like $25-$30,
And the new titles.
and the new titles too. Yeah, so you're
Yeah.
where the rest of us are stuck. Like, okay, well, we beat all these games. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, that's a different market. We're hardcore, and then there's
we're definitely we're hard motherfucking core. Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah, in Christmas time, when they go out and get their PlayStation 4s, even the Wii U, you know what I'm saying, and go get these
Yeah, the
new
Wii U. I'm
consoles.
sure they'll sell tens of dozens of.
Yeah, they're going to have a whole library of games that they can just purchase all at one time. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But though, honestly though, and with any console, you know, you're right. I gotta have it day one. The reason why I did because I was at the launch of the 360 and the PS3. I was tired of last generation. I can't stand that shit. But it's a growing pains. I remember when the 360 came out and the PS3 came out. There were a drought. There were no games. I was buying shit that I know I wouldn't have no business buying playing. You know, I'm buying bullshit on the 360. Some bullshit ass X-Men game, and you know I'm just playing shit. I know I wouldn't be, but you know you wanted something new. You wanted big graphic card.
Hold on, what you bought, the Monterey Cyrus game? You bought that?
Oh, fuck it.
Monterey Cyrus.
Oh, you was the Hannah Montana game.
Yeah, the Hannah Montana. Yeah, you bought that?
That's his favorite damn game, man. He loves that game.
Yeah. You say you have to buy games he shouldn't be buying. You bought Hannah Montana.
Yeah, you so there.
The Olsen twin game. You know?
Hey, was that Olsen Twin game in 1080p?
Oh, hey, Warrior, you know what I hear? It's like whenever I see a screenshot of a game now, I go, I'm not really sure I can comment whether it looks good or not because I don't know the pixel count. So
Yeah,
obviously, unless you know a pixel count, you can't comment on whether the game is going to look good or not. You don't know.
You've got to know the P's.
You've got to know the P's.
Man.
Speederman 2.
Peace.
Hey, crap. Oh, guys, if you guys that are watching this show live, you had to flood your questions in. You know, we've been going on for about an hour, but you know, we answer you guys if you want a few questions to be answered. If you guys are up to it, look forward to it. Let me know. Well, not only know, but and we can handle one more question. The topic. Crap, and then we can answer.
All right, let's talk about, let's see. Oh, Sunset Overdrive and the fans begging for the Xbox One
Oh,
exclusive.
God.
And they're harassing the developers. I don't know if you guys follow them on Twitter, but
Yeah.
Insomniac Games was getting harassed at every single, 2 seconds. People just saying, hey, is this game it should come to PS4. You know Xbox One sucks, right? Why aren't you putting it on Xbox One? Or why isn't it coming to PS4? Why are you guys doing this to your loyal fans? Blah, blah, blah. And
We
then
got the bigger stall base.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
only right, bro.
We've sold 7 million. We've sold 7 million.
We sold 7 million.
They've sold 5 million. Our number is bigger. It would probably be 1080p on our
Oh, my
console.
God. That's
Okay, but the
crybaby.
thing is, and they come back and they shot back with a couple of nice little quips. They said, one of the developers said, you know the game looks good when you're getting called traitor every 2 seconds. And then another good quote was, the guy basically explained it that Microsoft allowed them to keep their IP. Sony wanted complete rights to their IP. Microsoft has publishing deals with them. Sony wanted to own the IP. Now, Insomniac Studios is almost a studio that's almost 20 years old, and in that time, they don't own a single damn IP because everybody takes it. Everybody takes the rights.
What the
Let
hell?
me say something real fast about that. Ted Price, he's the head of Insomniac Games. Okay, he made some of the greatest games on the PlayStation 2, right?
And the PlayStation 1.
And the PlayStation 1, the Ratchet and Clank series. You know, just really great
They
games.
did the first 3 Spyro games.
Yeah, I was a fan of those games. And if you're a fan of Insomniac, and you're tweeting them and you're insulting them, or you're saying they betrayed you somehow, you're not a fan of Insomniac, and you're not a fan of those types of games. You're a fan of, you're a fan of the stamp that they put on the box. You know.
Yep.
And also, as far as the sales thing, and we have 7 million consoles. So I say this, and people get upset, like I'm trying to make an excuse. I don't care. I have a PlayStation 4. I have an Xbox One. I bought Infamous. I bought Second Son. It was the first big first-party title for the PlayStation 4. Right? You have a 7 million installed base, and they just sold bare. Where is everyone?
Where? Yeah.
I mean,
So 7 million people.
I'm not taking a shot at Sony. I love it. I bought the game and I like it. But I mean, it should be well over 1 million. It should be well over 2 million. There's 7 million people out there, and this is an exclusive, right?
You know
So
why?
if you're upset that Insomniac Games left and they betrayed you, then why aren't you supporting a first-party studio that released its first big exclusive title to a 7 million installed base?
You know what? Even better. Here's the thing. Again, we're talking about those numbers, okay? There's not 7 million PS4s sitting homes, okay? That's, I don't know why they think that, whatever, we're not even going to talk about ship sales, but anyway, Sony fans, again, and I'm not bashing the numbers, like you say, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Sony fans like to brag about their exclusives. We got this, we got that. 90% of the motherfuckers that argue with us in our comment sections of our videos don't even own a PS4.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, there's a lot of people say, and I agree with it, that there's more diversity on the PlayStation platforms. You have a lot of different things to choose from, so that might be why some games don't sell a lot, okay? But right now, there isn't diversity. This is the first big first-party title. You know what I mean?
No, crap, that's gonna bullshit because all of Microsoft.
That's warrior work.
Yeah, I'm sorry. All of them sell well. I'm just being real. That's it is what it is. Regardless, even Blue Dragon sold well, Lost Odyssey sold well, last one, all those 1 million plus sellers. Like you look at what's that shit? Beyond Two Souls, right? They was bragging about Beyond Two Souls. That shit sold like 300,000 copies in North America.
Well, it's over. Is it over? It's got to be over 1 million now, right?
So mine's like 1 point, but only 300,000, and you got an 80 million install base, right?
Yeah.
And you're barely again cracking 1 million.
Yeah, no, people get upset, but I mean,
it's the truth. They're like, what they like.
To me, there isn't a lot of diversity right now on the PlayStation 4.
You're right.
So this is a big first-party title, and if there's 7 million people out there, to me, this game should have hit 2 million by now.
Hey, can I interject with one thing, with a couple things? All right. Earlier today on GameSpot, there was an article where Sony came out and said that they're not going to support the PlayStation Vita with AAA titles because it's not fiscally sound. So what they're going to do is rely on indie game. And they come out and said this about the Vita, and it sounded very familiar to the Kotaku article about what they're saying about the PS4 that I can't find. So if I ever find that, I'm going to put the link up. But basically, this is what they said. They're going to count on people buying PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and PlayStation 3 games on the Vita. So old ports, they're going to rely on indie games and free-to-play games on the Vita because they say it's not fiscally responsible to try and put AAA titles on that.
If you're a PlayStation fan and you're listening to this, this isn't like an attack to say that you don't do something. You should go out and buy the game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Okay, but then in the comments, somebody's like, well, it's not fiscally sound because people aren't buying the games.
Yes.
And the reason they're not buying the games is because you can go on PlayStation Plus and download them. If you look at PlayStation Plus on the Vita, the best 3 or 4 games are there. It's like the Uncharted game, Gravity Rush, and...
Gravity Rush is a great game, and I was surprised it was free.
Yeah, and so they got their best games for free. Who the hell is going to buy a game on the Vita if you can just download it for free, even though it's a rental or whatever? It's still, you're not paying for the full price of the game, so they're not getting as much as they would if you were to just buy the game. And so people are doing that on the PlayStation 4 as well. They think, hey, Infamous there's no multiplayer. Yeah. It's a 6-7 hour game. Yeah, it's like a 6-7 hour game, so why not wait half a year or a year and it'll be on PlayStation Plus? What they don't realize is PlayStation Plus on the PS4 is a different animal than on the PS3. The PS3, it comes out already, 4 or 5 years into the life cycle. There's a lot of titles to choose from. The PlayStation 4, they want to give you these like indie games for free. You know what I'm saying? They want to give you even Drive Club. You're not getting the full game like you would have with the PlayStation 3. You get 10 cars and 1 county to race in. That's it. I mean,
Sucker Punch, they made Sly Cooper, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and they're not working. They worked on Infamous. The last Sly Cooper wasn't by Sucker Punch, correct?
No, it wasn't. The last Sly Cooper was by a different studio.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. Just go out and buy that game if you want a PlayStation 4.
Listen, I'm gonna say, look at these. Look at it like this, right? You got. Well, what I mean by this, they like to brag about their games and don't really buy them. They don't put their money where their mouth is. You take Halo 3, right? Outsold every Killzone combined. Then you take Halo 4, outsold every PlayStation 3 exclusive for 2012. You understand what I'm saying? So, again, they like to brag about, we got this, we got that, but they're just sitting there bragging. They don't put their dollar, where their mouth is. You don't put their money where their mouth is. You know what I mean? I don't see how one title, like say a generic 2 Halo, which outsold every again fucking exclusive for the PlayStation 3 in 2012, and it's the same thing that's carrying on to this generation. You're right.
Hold on.
Did you just call?
Let me answer this one dude question, man. Berserk, it sold 1.4 million, which that's not great, but you know what I'm saying. Nobody wasn't looking for no damn Gears of War Judgment. Everybody thought the game sucked in the fight.
I didn't buy that shit either.
Yeah,
I bought it. I thought it had a good campaign and the multiplayer was okay. But the problem is when things are different, people all of a sudden don't like it. Like they wanted to try to have dual communities. Like they wanted that game to be different than Gears 3, so they could have two communities at the same time. But it didn't really work because all the Gears 3 fans just bought Gears Judgment, thought Gears Judgment sucked, and went back to Gears 3.
Yeah.
But it sold 1.4 though. You know what I'm saying? 840 million in the U.S.
Hey, but though, you know what? The same could be said before the God of War Ascension. That's so.
Yeah, same thing. It was but both of those games were released at the end of the console. You know what I'm saying? Lifespan. They should have been on the new consoles rather than the old consoles.
Well, hey, let's say this. Microsoft kind of did a smart thing. A lot of the games that are out now on Xbox One could have been 360. They probably were 360 games at some time.
Rise. Crimson Dragon.
Dead Rising 3 they went to about being a 360 game. Crimson Dragon, Loco Cycle.
Shoot, Rise was a Kinect game, if y'all don't remember that. E3, it was like a first-person Kinect game where you used to use your hand and slash back and forth, and it was like a bunch of skeletons coming at you.
Yeah, thank God they changed that.
well, they didn't change it. You know what happened? They did three different builds for the game. They did a Kinect build, which was never really the best one, and then they did the two other builds. One was a first-person game. Just an action hack and slash, and one was a third-person one, and that was the best one, so that's the one they went with.
The one they showed at E3 was that Kinect version.
That was never going to be the one because they did three of them at the same time just to see which one to proceed with, and that was the one that was like that didn't work at all. Or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So you look at the games, and so it's hard to say, hey, a lot of people will go, Microsoft didn't come out with a lot of games the last few years or whatever on the 360, which is true, but they did come out with, by then, the multi-platform games were like really good, and everybody was playing like the Battlefields and the Call of Duties and all this stuff anyway.
Final Fantasies.
Yeah, and so they were still putting out the big blockbusters. Like you were still playing Gears and Forza and Halo, you know what I'm saying? So you were still getting the big blockbusters you wanted, plus those other games. And then when you look now, that argument's kind of moot because the 360 actually is getting quite a bit of content, and the PS3 is not really getting anything.
All right. We're going to answer a few questions. We're going to go on past. But here we got B Mummy 101. I don't know always fucking name. B Money 101. Do you think Perfect Dark would do well in a third-person view? And do you think that this is an attempt to help gamers connect better with the character? This is only Drake, Kratos, Cole, and now Joel.
I think that Perfect Dark in third person, it has to be done correctly. There's not many games with who's clapping?
Me.
Oh, there's not many games with a female lead. You know what I mean? Besides Tomb Raider, and we all know that did well. But a third-person game that's done really well with a great story, with these big set pieces like Uncharted, and you get to know the character like a reboot. I think the game will do well.
It would be Microsoft only game like that, right?
Third person?
Yeah. They need a third person action game. Yeah.
We ain't seen it yet. We don't know what. But as far as Perfect Dark, I think it's great. Hell yeah.
I hope that that's true.
I think that it would be good because it's such an interesting character that they could have with that. You know what I mean? And third person is something that I like third person games a lot. I think there's too many first person games, so I would totally be down for a reboot. And they were gonna reboot that years ago, and they ended up canceling it because of Don Matrick or something like that. So maybe they went back and were able to reboot it and do something drastic with it, and I think that would be awesome. Yeah. Maybe incorporate some of that Shanghai type deal into it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Heist.
Yeah, that was that game or the tech demo that Black Tusk showed off. But yeah, like I would think it would totally do good. I mean, I would if it looked good and the story was great, I would definitely be into that.
Okay.
All right. We got a statement here from the badass Narc Ranger. I guess it was more or less what we were talking about, Destiny. He said, I still haven't seen anything from Destiny that impresses me as of now. It looks, what do you say? It looks a lot like GTA 5 overhyped and expensive Zelda mate. But no, I'm sorry, that's not what he said. I'm reading the wrong guy's comment. I do apologize. He said basically, I'm sorry, that Destiny pissed off a lot of people. So not only that, Bungie are dissing their old fans. It's fine that Destiny is coming to the PS4 and the PS3, but come on, man, don't treat your old fans like shit. Like I said,
but this is what people keep forgetting. You hear the word,
yeah.
you hear the word Bungie, or you hear the word. God, I forgot who's making Sunset Overdrive again.
Insomniac.
Insomniac. And all of a sudden, you think that they owe you something. You know what I mean? They make these games not because they just want to limit themselves, to one group or another group. If a company steps up and publishes a game and they give them the money to make the game they want to make, then that's what they're going to do. If you're a fan of that company, then buy the game.
Hey, let me point something out real quick too with that sentiment.
And Bungie is not Bungie that made Halo. Bungie that made Halo is 343 Industries.
A lot of people assume that companies make more money if they go multi-platform with their games, and this isn't always the case. And a perfect example of that is Dead Rising 3 on the Xbox One, which helped Capcom post profit. It sold over 1.2 million copies, and they're already talking about doing a Part 4 on the Xbox One. Had that been more than one console, then you have to have more developers. You have to have, ship that on a different disc. You have to put in more time. You know what I'm saying? It costs more money. So you spend more money and you might not even make as much. So this is why I say sometimes it makes sense not to do it on that kind of scale. And we all know Microsoft published it, so it saves them money. Microsoft helped with the development money and the advertising.
But you know what's interesting? You can still play Destiny on your Xbox One.
Yeah, and you can play it on your 360.
How are they somehow
you know what it is?
expecting a fan base? I don't understand.
Well, no, Rory, what it is that it's now that they're making games for Microsoft's biggest competitor, which is Sony. When you think of Bungie, I don't give a fuck who's working there. You said Perception and everything, you think of Halo. They're tied at the hip. When you think of Bungie, you think of Halo. Now you're making and it's kind of ironic because they're saying like shit. Sony fans said Halo was shit. Now they're sucking Bungie's dick. Now fucking what you call it? What's the name? Destiny is the greatest shooter since fucking the greatest show on earth. So it is what it is.
I just think that's nuts. If you like a company, you like the games that they make, then buy the games.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying too. Like, look, I don't have a PS4 now,
right?
But if they all of a sudden come out with some badass looking game, I'm not gonna fucking sign a petition saying, hey, please bring it to Xbox One. I'm gonna go out and buy a PS4.
Yeah. Well, some people, I can understand the money issue. Some people don't have enough.
Yeah, but it's not even a money issue for some of these people. It's just ignorance and like some kind of sense of morality or something. I don't get that at all. I 100% do not understand that. I do not agree with that. I won't get a PlayStation 4 just to get a PlayStation 4. I'll get one when there's games that I'm interested in. But you know what I'm saying? Some people are just like, no, I won't get an Xbox One because Microsoft is anti-consumer. And then I'll ask them, what do they mean? And they don't even know. They'll start bringing up shit that didn't even happen, and I'll bring up all the stuff that Sony did, and they'll be like, "Well, that was so long ago."
Yeah, those kind of people I'm not talking about this time. I forget about that. Those kind of people. The guy who asked the question, if you like Bungie games, then just buy Destiny.
Yeah, I get it.
Why are you bringing up old shit?
I got here from Mr. Free to Be Me one. He's trying to be. He said the show every week. He basically put up all our channels. Mr. Free to Be Me one. Are you getting the evil within? And
yes.
Yes. Yes. Anyway, but he said, and I think Microsoft is going to show a Gears of War. Do you think the Xbox One would get a price cut at E3?
Yes.
Anybody want to tackle that?
Yes, and yes to everything.
I might get Evil Within if it. Yeah, I might.
Put your face on the screen, bitch.
Well, I heard that. I don't know. I've heard some mixed things about it so far. If it's really good, I'll buy it. And I absolutely think Xbox One gets a $100 price cut with Kinect at E3.
I say 50, not 100. God damn.
Yeah, that is a big one right there.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay attention to I mean. if somebody tells you that something's not good, you know what I mean. But
I don't go by reviews. I make my own judgment. But no, here's the thing, man. I got something I want to add to this. You guys say price cut.
yes,
What if they leave the price at $500? Give you a year's Xbox Live and a free game.
I don't think they're going to give you a year of Xbox Live because that's just a little too much. You know what I mean?
That's how they make their money right there. I don't think they'll give out a year.
Here's the thing. What I'm saying, if you're saying give it a price cut of $50 or $100, why not leave it at $500? And
well, because they already made a ton of money selling it at $500. You know what I mean? There's already close to 5 million consoles out there at $500 versus the 7 million at $400.
I think they might step it up to giving out a 30-day subscription because they already give out a 14-day. They might start giving out a.
Here's the thing, but business, they like money. Money, it is what it is. Now think about that.
Everyone does, yeah.
Think about the bundle. Ain't like they sold like 80 million. They only sold 5 shit. You're talking about Microsoft here. Now, if you're gonna cut the price by $50 or whatever, why not put 2 SKUs out there? One for $450. But fine, fuck it. Still get $500. Give away a free game, and here's the Xbox Live. It's the same thing, Now you're guaranteed to spend that $50 and buy an online card to spend the money back with them. You know what I mean?
You know what I think they might do? I think they might release this version with a $50, discount, and then release a 1 terabyte version. I think that'd be nice. They release a 1 terabyte version of the Xbox One.
That's rumored to be with the what do you call that motherfucker? Sunset Overdrive bundle.
Yeah, now I think that'd be real nice if they released the 1 terabyte.
White Xbox One, 1 terabyte hard drive, and what do you call it?
No disc.
Yeah, but no, with 1 terabyte hard drive.
Yeah, I think they're going to keep the disc drive in. I don't think they're going to.
I like my disc drive, man. I've been watching movies using mine.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, we got here. This is from Tobias Rivers. You guys think there will ever be a Streets of Rage reboot on the Xbox?
Yeah. I don't know about that, but that would be big. That's just as big as Battletoads,
Well, So listen,
I would love to see a Streets of Rage.
We got Streets of Rage on the 360.
Yeah.
Title.
Yeah.
You don't have it, but from the ground up, what they're doing, Shaq Fu, I would like to see it done. Again, I don't know who owns the IP, maybe Sega, who owns the IP now, but yeah, I would like to see a remastered version like they did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Remember that one?
Yes.
You already did it.
I wanted to bring back Power Stone. That's the game I've been looking for, man. By Capcom.
I will hope so. I don't know if it's gonna be done. You know what is, bro, Tobias? Honestly, I think the younger crowd way out. The more the younger crowd than the old throwback gamers. A lot of people don't know what fucking Streets of Rage is. Especially.
Yeah.
I think if you were to see something with it, it would be digital.
Oh yeah. It's not going to be a full-fledged. It's going to be a downloadable title.
Sure, but I have, to be honest with you, I've been enjoying the downloadable title. Strider, I enjoyed it. Matt's Curse of the Brotherhood.
I like that a lot too, and
I like Curse of Brotherhood.
Yeah, I thought that was really good.
They did it real good. Oh no, ain't they supposed to be releasing another game?
They are, but it looks really terrible. It looks like a PlayStation 4 indie game.
No. Oh, man. How the world they go put out a game like Matt's Curse of the Brotherhood and go backwards, man? That's horrible.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It looks some kind of totem game or something. I don't know. It looked weird.
We got a question here. We got a lot of questions this week. We got a question here from the Game Freak 3000. What do you guys think the devs will stop supporting last generation and give everyone a reason to move to this gen?
They're not going to stop supporting last generation for at least, I think, 2-3 years. And this is what they're going to do, right? Like, you'll see a lot of this happening. There's going to be Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is going to be developed by Sledgehammer Games on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. A different developer is going to handle the 360 and PS3 ports. Just like what happened with Titanfall, where Bluepoint Games did the 360 version. You're going to see that happen a lot, and possibly, like, there's going to be 2 Assassin's Creed games this year. One is going to be Xbox One and PS4 only, and then one is going to be a direct sequel to Black Flag, which is going to be on 360 and PS3, which sucks because I love Black Flag, and I would look for a sequel. And
what do you think about a $99 Xbox 360?
I think they're going to price cut it, and I think we'll probably see a $99 Xbox 360.
Yeah, I can definitely see it coming. Yeah, that's definitely.
Tobias, tell me not to kind of went on. I got a little different take on what Crap was saying about what supporting not Gamer Freak, but I was supporting. They're going to continue to support current gen until they really start using the next generation engine. You know,
Yeah.
always the Unreal Engine 4 or
Even Watch Dogs is on PS3 and Xbox 360, right?
Yes, and Wii U.
Wow.
And the Wii U, but like I said, that's not using the next generation engine. Until like you got some games, honestly, like
Division,
the new Batman,
Snowdrop.
the Snowdrop engine, the new Batman, and you got to realize both the both the PS3 and the 360 have a combined install base of 160 million. There's money to be made there. You know what I mean? Now I don't know if you're waiting to get your next generation console. Like I said, it's nothing like a new console. I don't know when you join got your PS3 or the 360, but once you play on the PS4 and then going back to the PS3, you definitely know that. Or even the Xbox One to the 360, like you definitely see the big thing. Like the first time you probably see Rise doing those kills, like god damn, like, you know what I mean? That should have blown your mind. But the first time you get your Neon Powers and Infamous, like god, it's just pretty as hell. You know, it is what it is. We got anything else up here, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, LR Bishop. What up, fellas? Do you see the Xbox One or the PS4 have been any surprise not mentioned at this year E3 previews?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're going to keep some stuff. I don't think these leaks are 100% legit. These are most likely people using educated guesses. Like, I was talking with Next Gen about this the other day. I came out with a list similar to what the Microsoft leak list was because I am intelligent and you understand. You listen to what Phil Spencer and people say. You realize that you look at their list of first-party studios and you realize they've got over 20, and we haven't seen anything from these studios in years. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to put together these lists and what we're going to see. We know a new Gears is coming into Halos and all that stuff. So a lot of these are educated guesses, and it's easy to just kind of put those together like that. But at the end of the day, there's always going to be that surprise or two, and I think we'll definitely see that probably from all the companies this year.
Okay. Anybody want to add anything to that?
No.
Oh, all right. Okay. We ask about 3 more questions. We can call it wrap. Okay. We got here. Okay. I think we kind of covered Andy Cod 77. We already talked about the GTA. We most likely going to see it on a big port over data and a couple of German websites or whatever for Amazon and already showed the listing for it. We said, here's a question. What do you think the first 3 games will be for Xbox Live Gold?
Oh, I have no idea because there's whatever. I mean, maybe the AAA title will be Dead Rising 3. I can see them doing that, maybe.
No, there would be something third party. I bet probably like Thief or some crap like that.
You think it would be third party versus the first party?
Yeah,
I think it would be the Forza or Rise or something first before they got to pay somebody else.
I was thinking more Forza myself.
It could be Killer Instinct. Give everybody the free whole thing of Killer Instinct Season 1.
Well, that's the downloadable. You could have a choice of 2 downloadable titles and 1 AAA. So the AAA could be Thief, it could be Forza, it could be Dead Rising,
I think Forza's there. Forza's always sell really well long term, like they have long legs. I don't know that they're going to give that away. Even if that's legit, we don't really know. But I would think that you're going to see maybe Zoo Tycoon or Thief or something along those lines. I'm not sure that they would. Maybe Rise. Who knows? It could be Rise. I mean, that's a game that they want a bigger install base for. They're working on a sequel. Who knows? It's fun to speculate. It's going to be fun.
Okay. All right. Blazing Phoenix. Blazing Phoenix. He said we kind of talked about Microsoft should buy Capcom right now. All right. He gives shit. That's no brainer. But he said, do you think Microsoft would dominate E3 this year? What do you guys think?
Well, dominate's I don't know about dominate, but I think if you go into E3 thinking that you have to somebody wins, somebody loses, and you got to have a scorecard, and you're kind of really going to miss out on what it's for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because no matter what Microsoft does, there's always going to be people that say that they didn't do anything and they suck.
Yeah.
The same thing with PlayStation. You're going to have people that say PlayStation sucks, no matter what they do. For the rest of us, just go into it, watch it. And if you watch it and it speaks to you and you feel great about what you saw, then what's the problem? You know what I mean?
Yo, that's a
Yeah, you can't forget about Nintendo. Nintendo is progress too.
Same thing.
Nintendo ain't there.
Hey, Nintendo forgot about Nintendo.
Yo, I say this: whoever does the less talking on stage and shows the most games wins E3.
Hey, let's just put it this way: Microsoft's is called Game On. You know what I mean?
I took my hashtag. That's mine. Game on.
Whoever brings the
I just think, you know, it's just like everybody was saying, it's all about the games.
Right.
Whoever showed the best games that reach out to the to people that people get more excited about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's who won. To me.
know, people forget. You know, your opinion is not fact to anybody else but you.
Right.
Okay. So if you love PlayStation, this is why it's the best. You know that's great, but that's a fact for you. It's not for anybody else. Just because you got thousands of people that agree with you doesn't make that opinion any more valid.
Mm-hmm.
The same way for the Microsoft. Just enjoy what you see, get excited, talk to people that like what you like, and enjoy.
All right,
with the like-minded folks.
ladies and gentlemen, we've been going on for a little about an hour and a half. And if anybody want to add anything before we haul ass, anything you
yeah, I want to say that me and Warrior are doing this little like nerdy white guy podcast talking retro.
Shit.
We're doing like talking nerd stuff like Star Wars and retro games, and we do that on Saturdays. So if you guys want to head over to my channel and check that out, you know,
snooze fest.
we'll be taking some questions and stuff over there too. I just wanted to plug that as well. And,
I would like to say something too.
Tennis Speederman too.
I would like to say I have a very small channel. It is incredible.
Is it in 1080p?
It is in 560p upscale. W0RRYWART.
Hey, I would sit here and say this. Hey, Showstopper, come follow me on my channel. It's the hottest channel out there. Holla at 2121.
Got down my channel.
What's
Thanks a
up,
lot.
people? This your boy John Doe, man. I've been doing a little something different on my channel. I've been talking a little bit more sports. I'm going to get back to my game. You know what I'm saying? Just keep supporting your boy. But that's about it. This is your boy John Doe, and I'm out. Make sure you come check me out.
All right, man. This is your boy. We thank you guys, for coming out, watching the show every week, even to the head. We appreciate all the love and support. And we was trying to get, what happened to Creepy Gamer? Did he even, what the fuck happened to
I
Creepy?
don't know where the hell that guy is. Who knows?
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you guys for coming out, watching the show. We appreciate all the love and support, man. Rockwell, we're going to be doing it here live, E3. That's the plan. Listening dies of colon cancer. We're all going to be here at E3 live and bring you that hotness. We out here. See you guys next Sunday.
Rack 'em up.
Rack 'em, bitch.
Yeah.
Rack 'em.
Rack 'em, bitch.
Peace.